from filming this documentary, from the research that I've done, from anecdotal accounts from General Buhari's friends, from having talked to ordinary citizens as myself, I got an understanding of General Buhari. I believe he's the sort of person that listens. He's a very, very good listener. But even more so is, many listen, but they don't hear. I believe General Buhari is also very good at hearing.
Actually, running for the fourth time wasn't his wish. But the way the country deteriorated in terms of security and all sorts, that was quite scary. So I think for him to run for the fourth time, even myself, I was among those that, yes, you need to run this time around.
He's my uncle, although I'm 3 years older than him, so that clears that bit. I have known him since we were children. We grew up together.
Well, I knew General Buhari through his nephew, Madam Mamandaura, who actually happened to be my friend.
I saw this very gentle undertone of vulnerability in this very strong leader, a former general. And that aroused my curiosity about the man.
He believes that everybody should live his way of life. He's a very committed person, very religious, very indeed. He says, I would rather work with somebody who knows his God than with somebody who is brilliant and does not know God.
All too often, we give up too easily. And here is a man who has been dogged in his pursuit for relevance to be able to write things, and tried all that number of times.
You need a very, very courageous leader. You need a very, very decisive leader. You need a leader that is also fair to everybody. And all these qualities you see and find them in Buhari. Lastly, Buhari is a person whom I know who lives within the his own means. You can check. Look at the house which Buhari owns in Kaduna. Compare with his other contemporaries. He lives within his own means. And that is perhaps one of the best examples and yardstick you can take of any leader.
On the issue of the indivisibility of this country, Buhari is outstanding in ensuring that what happened in the 60s and the 70s that brought the war, and our resolution to keep Nigeria one, he stands firm in that concept.
One of the things that was said about him during the campaign was that, he's a tribalist. I didn't get a sense of that at all. I actually got a sense of a countryman, one who loves the people of Nigeria first before anywhere else.
I can say General Buhari, as I know him personally, is probably 2 or 3 personalities. There is General Buhari, the very disciplined, organized, focused person and officer. The General Buhari, the family man, a man of whose friends and social grouping. And there's General Buhari, who is a mythical figure.
His first granddaughter, Nana Aisha, he was very fond of her, and she's now a young teenager. She's 17, I think. he would call her the First Lady.
He stuck to his core beliefs. He's a man, I think, who has had the courage, the moral courage, to live and abide by his own core beliefs. And he's transparent. He stands a bit apart from the rest of his colleagues, and I'm sure they're all very nervous about it.
I look forward to that discipline coming back, to him instilling in us a sense of pride in our country. And above all, I know it is difficult for corruption to be eradicated completely, but it could be minimized.
People of various status see him here. I saw bishops come here see him. I saw imam come here to see him. I saw generals, and I saw peasants. People who don't have anything. He never say, because this man is poor, let him not come in.
If General Buhari wanted to make money, he would have made it as a minister for petroleum. He would have made it as a head of state during the military era. He would have made it in PTF. I see him a disposition of honesty, and that is the basic requirement of leadership.
We can't continue, living like a hostage in our own country. It will get to a stage that when you're going to the market, you have to say your last prayers, you have to, tell your family members the will and so on. So it's just not a way of living. It's just impossible. We just can't afford to be held hostage in our own country. So I think whatever it takes to have sanity in Nigeria, we are ready to do that now.
Right from the day he takes charge and starts to appoint people, we kind of now we know the direction he's going. And he has no choice but to succeed, because I don't want to be like a doomsday preacher, but I feel this is one of the last chances we have of getting it right. And he has to get it right.
My hope in Nigeria has been renewed. It's been elevated again. Nigerians are beginning to reclaim back Nigeria. And that's what we must do. Nigeria, as I always say to people, Nigeria is a female. The more love you give her, the more she will give back to you. I think we're about to get there.